Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum students. How are you all? I hope you all will be fine and safe at your home. We are going to start our new chapter with a moral lesson, that is, sin takes you away from the Allah, but salah takes you back to Allah. We Muslims are blessed with the prayers that are 5: Fajr, Zohar, Asr, Maghrib and Isha. Being a Muslim, it is our responsibility that we should offer our prayers 5 times a day, as if we will offer our prayers, we can get back to Allah. The chapter which we are going to start today is chapter number 11, that is organic chemistry. First of all, we are going to discuss the history or discovery of organic compounds, that how they were discovered and how we came to know that there are some organic compounds which are existing. Before 1828, the name organic chemistry was given to the chemistry of compounds obtained from the living things. In 1800s, the name organic compounds were given to those compounds which were obtained from the living things. Living thing means from the plants or from the animals. So, the organic chemistry was actually the study of these compounds which were obtained from living things. Then, Lavoisier. Lavoisier said that compounds obtained from the plants were often made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, and the compounds obtained from animals contain carbon, nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen, sulfur and phosphorus. So according to Lavoisier, the compounds which were obtained from plants were made up of 3 elements, that were carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. But the compounds which were obtained from the animals, they were made up of 6 elements: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus. Vital force theory. In early 19th century, Swedish chemist Jacob Berzelius put forward this theory. According to the vital force theory, the organic compounds could not be prepared in laboratories because they were supposed to be synthesized under the influence of mysterious force called the vital force that was inherited only in the living things. So according to Jacob, the organic compounds can never be prepared in the laboratory because a special force was required that was called a mysterious force, which was named as vital force. And this force is absent in the laboratory, so that's why we cannot prepare the organic compounds in laboratories, and they can be only prepared in the living things as they inherit that force. Breakdown of vital force theory. In 1828, Friedrich Wöhler, a German chemist, prepared urea as the first organic compound in laboratory and broke the vital force theory. So Friedrich was the first scientist who actually broke the vital force theory because he discovered urea in laboratory, which is an organic compound. So this preparation of urea leads to the failure of vital force theory. He was actually preparing ammonium cyanate from ammonium chloride, and then he prepared the urea in the laboratory, which was the first failure of the vital force theory. Then Kolb in 1845 prepared acetic acid in laboratory and negated this theory. Secondly, Kolb in 1845 he prepared acetic acid from the inorganic compounds as well as the different compounds, and he also negated the vital force theory as he prepared acetic acid in lab. So Friedrich Wöhler accidentally created urea in his lab. Hermann Kolb created acetic acid from the inorganic substances. Stanley Miller demonstrated the possible origin of life through the synthesis of organic compounds. So these were the three scientists who actually leads to the failure of vital force theory. And then it was confirmed that the organic compounds can be prepared in the laboratory. Now here are some organic compounds which include carbohydrates, proteins and lipids. These are present in our food. Enzymes that are present in the body of living organisms, and they are actually called as the biological catalyst. Drugs, different medicines, pharmaceutical products which are obtained from the pharmaceutical industries, pesticides which are used to kill the pests, polymers which are actually the long chain molecules, plastics which we see in our daily life, and paints. You all are familiar with the paint. So all these things are the organic compounds. There are 10 millions of organic compounds and thousands of new organic compounds are being prepared every day. It is very interesting information that there are 10 millions of organic compounds and thousands of the organic compounds are being prepared every year from different processes by using different reactants. Investigations revealed that all the organic compounds contain covalently bonded carbon and hydrogen. Investigations have revealed that the organic compounds contain carbon and hydrogen, and the bond that is present between a carbon and a hydrogen is a covalent bond, as it is formed by the mutual sharing of electrons from the carbon and hydrogen. So it means that all the organic compounds contain covalently bonded hydrogen and carbon atoms. Definition of organic compounds. Organic compounds are the hydrocarbons, compounds of carbon and hydrogen only, and their derivatives, in which covalently bonded carbon is essential constituent. So, organic compounds are the hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are the compounds which are made up of carbon and hydrogen only. So, organic compounds are the hydrocarbons and their derivatives, in which the carbon is the essential part of the compound which is covalently bonded to the other elements. There is an interesting information. Naphthalene is an organic compound. Here you can see these are the balls of naphthalene. Naphthalene is an organic compound. It sublimes at the room temperature, giving out a very strong smell. Naphthalene gives a very strong and sharp smell. It is used in the mothballs to keep insects away from the cloth. Sometimes we put the naphthalene balls in our cloth so that the insects will remain away from the cloth, because it contains a very sharp and pungent smell and it is not good for the health. Compounds which are not treated as organic compounds. Students, there are certain compounds which are actually made up of carbon, oxygen and hydrogen, but they are not considered as the organic compound. Now let's see that why they are not considered as the organic compound, though they have carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Compounds of the carbon like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, carbonates, bicarbonates and carbides. These are also the compounds of carbon and oxygen, but they are not considered as the organic compounds. Why? Because they are not treated as organic, because their properties are quite different from those of the organic compounds. Here you can see carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. They are also the compounds of carbon, but they are not considered as organic because their properties are not similar to those of the organic compound. Now there are the different types of formula for the organic compounds, that how we can represent the organic compounds. First of all, we are going to discuss the molecular formula. The formula which represents the actual number of atoms in one molecule of the organic compound is called the molecular formula. Actually, molecular formula is that formula which shows the actual number of atoms in one molecule of the organic compound. Here you can see there is 1 atom of carbon and 4 atoms of hydrogen. So this will be the molecular formula of the methane. For example, molecular formula of butane is C4H10. So it means that butane is made up of carbon and hydrogen atom. Fine. And each molecule of butane consists of 4 carbon atoms and 10 hydrogen atoms. Here you can see the different diagrams. This is the molecular formula of methane, then ethane, here is propane, and then butane. So it means that methane contains only 1 carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atoms. Ethane contains 2 carbon atoms and 6 hydrogen atoms. Propane contains 3 carbon atoms and 8 hydrogen atoms. And the butane contains 4 carbon atoms and 10 hydrogen atoms. So in this way, we will represent the molecular formula of any organic compound. Then structural formula. It represents the exact arrangement of different atoms of the various elements present in a molecule of a substance. By using the structural formula, we can represent the exact arrangement of atoms, that how these atoms are arranged in a molecule of a substance. In this formula, we represent single bond will be represented by a single line, double bond will be represented by 2 lines, triple bond will be represented by 3 lines. So organic compounds can be represented by using structural formula. Here you can see in the diagram, this is the structure of butane. Fine. Now all the bonds that are present in the butane are single bonds, so they will be represented by single line. Okay. Now here again you can see in this diagram, this is ethane, here is ethene, and then ethyne. These 3 organic compounds have 2 carbon atoms, but they have different hydrogen atoms. Now in this compound, all the bonds are single, so they will be represented by single line. Here there is a double bond between the central 2 carbon atoms, so it will be represented by double line. And in ethyne, the carbon atoms have triple bond, so it will be represented by 3 lines between the carbon atoms. So in this way, we can represent the structure of any organic compound. Organic compounds can have same molecular formula but different structural formula. Okay students, here you can see in this diagram, this is butane, C4H10. Here you can also see that it is also a butane, C4H10, but their structures are different. So we can say that organic compounds can have same molecular formula, but they can have different structural formula, means they can have different arrangement of atoms in space. Fine. The third type of formula is condensed formula. Condensed means shrinked. So the formula that indicates the group of atoms joined to each other, joined together to each carbon atom in a straight chain or branched chain is called condensed formula. So students, in condensed formula we can show that how the different groups of atoms are joined to each carbon atom, either in the form of a straight chain or branched. There are the 2 formulas for the butane, normal butane and isobutane. In the first structure, you will see that all the groups are arranged to the carbon in a straight line. But in the isobutane, the one carbon atom is attached to another carbon atom in a branched form. So here the representation of the groups of atoms that are attached to the carbon is different. So in this way we can also represent the organic compound. Electronic or dot and cross formula. The fourth type of formula for representing the organic compound is dot and cross formula. The formula which shows the sharing of electron between various atoms in one molecule of the carbon compound, organic compound, is called as dot and cross formula. So it means that this formula will actually show the sharing of electron, that how the electrons are shared between the various atoms in one molecule of the organic compound. This is the formula for propane, and here you can see that how the electrons are shared between the different atoms. For example, here you can see that one dot electron is shared by the carbon and the crossed electron is shared by the hydrogen. So they will make a bond that will be a covalent bond. So in this way, all the atoms that are joined with the carbon, they are sharing their electrons to make the covalent bond. In this way, we can also represent the formula of organic compound. In this, we will show the shared electrons. Now there is a summary for the formula of organic compound. Formula of the organic compound. First of all, molecular formula which will represent the actual number of atoms in a molecule. Structural formula which will represent the exact arrangement of atoms in a molecule, that how the atoms are arranged in the molecule. Then condensed formula, it will represent the group of atoms which are joined together to each carbon atom. Then electronic formula, which will show the sharing of electrons between the different atoms of a molecule. So that was all about the formula for organic compound. Now we are going to discuss some organic compounds, their molecular formula, their condensed formula and their structural formula. So first 10 organic compounds are methane, which is made up of only single carbon atom. Then ethane, which contains 2 carbon atoms. Propane, which contains 3 carbon atoms. Butane contains 4 carbon atoms. Pentane contains 5 carbon atoms. Hexane contains 6 carbon atoms. Heptane contains 7 carbon atoms. Octane contains 8 carbon atoms. Nonane contains the 9 carbon atoms, and the decane is made up of 10 carbon atoms. Now this was the number of carbon atoms which I have told you, and hydrogen atoms will be according to the carbon atoms, that how many hydrogen atoms are bonded to each carbon atom. The valency of carbon is 4, so each carbon will make 4 bonds. Here you can see the molecular formula of ethane, that was CH4, ethane C2H6, propane C3H8, butane C4H10, pentane C5H12, and hexane C6H14, heptane C7H16, octane C8H18, nonane C9H20, and decane C10H22. In this way we can represent the molecular formula. Now the condensed formula, that how the group of atoms are connected to the carbons. In this way we can discuss the condensed formula. Okay, we will discuss the condensed formula and the structural formula. This is methane, CH4. Now carbon is the central atom. It is present in the central, and 4 hydrogen atoms are making bond with the central carbon atom. So it can be drawn in this way. This will be the structural formula. Then methane, the condensed formula of the methane is CH3 and CH3. Now there are two carbon atoms which are present in the center, and one bond is formed between the two carbon atoms. It means both carbons have made their first bond. Now there are three valencies left for each carbon atom. So each carbon atom will make bond with the three hydrogen atoms. So the total hydrogen atom will be 6. Then propane have CH3, CH2 and CH3, 3 groups. Now the 3 carbon atoms are present in the center. Each carbon will make a covalent bond with its nearby carbon atom. So it means that the carbon atoms which are present at the right side and the left side have 3 valencies left. They will make bond with the 3 hydrogen atoms. But the central carbon atom have 2 valencies left. So it means it will be attached with the 2 hydrogen atoms. It cannot attach the third hydrogen atom because the valency of the carbon is satisfied. Similarly, in this way, propane, butane, pentane, hexane, all these organic compounds will make the bonds. And here we are going to discuss the structure of octane. Let's have a look on the structure of octane. It is made up of CH3, and then in the central portion it will have the CH2 group 6 times, and then again CH3. Now this was the condensed formula. Now we are going to draw the structural formula. Okay, now students, tell me that how many carbon atoms are present? 8. Yes, so 8 carbon atoms are present, 6 in the center and 2 at the right and left side. So we will draw the 8 carbon atoms in the center. Once they have drawn, and then we will satisfy the valency of each carbon atom by joining it with the hydrogen atom. So similarly, as we have discussed in the case of propane, the right and the left carbon atom will make 3 bonds with the 3 hydrogen atoms because their valency is 3. But all the 6 carbon atoms that are present in the center, they will make 2 bonds with the hydrogen atoms as their valency is 2. Fine. Why their valency is 2? Because here you can see this carbon, it is making one covalent bond with this left carbon and one covalent bond with this right carbon. So it means 2 bonds are formed here. Now 4 minus 2 will be equal to 2. It means 2 bonds are left. So these 2 bonds are formed by the hydrogen atom. Similar pattern is for the nonane and decane. I hope the molecular formula, condensed formula and structural formula are clear to you, and you will practice them on your rough notebook so that you can easily draw the structural formulas of any organic compound. That's all about the organic compounds and their different types of formula. Now it's a time for your homework. Learn the definitions and all the types of formula representation of the organic compound. And also you have to practice the structural formula and the condensed formula of first 10 organic compounds, and also learn their names. That's all for today. Inshallah, we will discuss the next topic in the next video. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.